Hey everyone, my name is Amel and you're watching Newsbreak. Coming up on today's show, new footage of the last known Tasmanian tiger, Napoleon's hat up for sale, and the story of this lost penguin. But before we get into anything, why don't you hit that subscribe button? Today, for the first time, we're getting to see colorized footage of the last known surviving Tasmanian tiger. It's been released to mark National Threatened Species Day. Leela tells us all about it and finds out why the day is so important.
Yes, it's pretty exciting to see remastered and colorized footage of Benjamin, the last known living Tasmanian tiger. But it's also a reminder that archival footage like this is all we have left. On this day, 85 years ago, Benjamin died at Hobart Zoo. We now mark the anniversary of his death as National Threatened Species Day.
If you leave it until it's too late, until there's just one animal left, there's not much you can do. There's a lot of species on the threatened species list today, so about 1,800 animal and plant species. For them, it's not too late. So for a lot of them, even if their populations are very small, we have the opportunity to intervene and do something about it before they're gone.
That's what today is all about, making people aware there's a problem.
So we need to understand the threats, and quite often that's feral animals, especially foxes and cats. Getting fire management right can be a really important way of helping look after environments and landscapes.
And another thing that is helping is feral predator-free safe havens, where native species can thrive in fenced areas.
We can reintroduce them into these safe havens and they'll repopulate and do really well.
What's the hope with your work?
It's really important to stay optimistic. A lot of the problems that we face are things where we understand what's going on and we just need to get out there and get scientists on the ground, get land managers that can look after these parts of the country, and that does make a real difference.
Britain's iconic Big Ben has got a makeover. Or at least the hands on its famous clock have. They've been restored to their original blue. The 177-year-old tower's been on a bit of a journey, a 5-year refurbishment that's set to be completed next year. How much would you pay for this hat? DNA testing has just found that it belonged to legendary military leader Napoleon, and now it's going up for auction. Here's Joe with more.
And next up we have this funky Napoleon-looking hat that's bound to get you best dressed at your next costume party. We'll start the bidding at $20?
Hey, that's not a costume. That's Napoleon's actual hat.
How about $200,000?
It's not so far from the truth, because the story of this hat has had a few twists and turns. But first, let's find out about the man it once belonged to. Napoleon was a French military general who became popular during the French Revolution in 1787 to 1799, and eventually he became the first emperor of France. He's considered to be one of the greatest military leaders of all time, and was the subject of many paintings, most of which include this hat, called a bicorn. The current owner bought this one as a piece of 20th century costume, but noticed inscriptions printed on the inside that suggested it might be something more. So it was put under the microscope, which found some stray hairs that matched Napoleon's DNA.
When it was discovered, it was purely a chance encounter.
This one's got a guide price of $180,000 to $280,000, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in London next month.
Alright, put on your raincoat and pull out your umbrella, because our next story is about water, and water's wet, and we don't want to get wet. Let's go. A lost Hobart penguin in Chile is finally home safe again. It was first spotted by tourists looking a little lost and worse for wear. So authorities took the penguin in and with the help of a vet made sure it was healthy and unhurt. They think the Hobart penguin got swept away by strong currents, so they've dropped it home again. Well, where they think its home is anyway. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, actually, I'll leave the counting to the professionals. Every year, biologists from the Zoological Society of London count how many seals are living along the River Thames to see how they're doing. This year, they found 2,866 grey and 797 harbour seals. While that's down a bit from last survey, the population's still looking pretty healthy. This 200-metre bike path in Belgium is pretty special. It literally goes through the water, so cyclists are at eye level with the lake, and they love it. They say it feels like they're going underwater and hanging out side by side with the little ducks and swans. Amazing. Alright, sweet, that's all from us, but before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, don't get caught in the rain, and we'll catch you tomorrow.